For this studio, we created a development team from scratch. The dev team itself is a mixture of all of the major disciplines of game development. So you've got game design, which is what I work in, art, code, and QA and production. Plus we have an audio director as well. And it was really built around Hell Let Loose as a project. It brought together everyone in a way that where we could work the way we always like to work, and that was fun.
I think that what Team 17 has done with this new studio is also given all of us who have been making games for so long a lot of freedom to be able to say, you know, we understand what the core of Hell Let Loose is, and yet we want to give you the freedom to take that to the next level and to really bring to the players a lot of anticipated content and even some stuff that they may not have been anticipated, but we're really excited to share with them.
Well, it's been an incredibly exciting journey up to now. We've brought together a group of really passionate developers who are like subject matter experts, really into the game. So we've formed this team together, and we're just really, really excited to get stuck into the game now.
So we're really excited to get players into update 13.5 at the beginning of April, when we as a new studio were looking at the first ways that we could help support Hell Let Loose. Quality of life rose to the top, bug fixing rose to the top, and it became a huge priority, not just to say thank you to the players, but to demonstrate the level of quality that we want to bring going forward.
New game analytics are being implemented into the back end, which will be delivered with update 13.5, which are aiming to essentially allow the developers the ability to deliver fixes quicker and more effectively, including some of our longer standing and legacy bugs as well.
A lot of what we're talking about today is exciting new features and content. We want to make sure we don't forget the game that's already there. And going forward, every single update, as well as bringing new content, will concentrate on making sure that we continually improve legacy content as well.
Every single milestone we'll be releasing new content. We'll be doing updates to the most popular existing maps as well. They'll be ranging anything from, you know, lighting passes to adding extra atmospherics into the levels and things, and redressing them and have much more storytelling in these levels as well.
As a big way of saying thank you to everyone for playing Hell Let Loose and enjoying the game, and maybe meeting some new friends in the game and forming the community and forming clans, etc., which we love, is having some free DLC for everyone. We've got a whole rafter of ideas about some of that, what that DLC can look like. We've got, for example, some special helmets that we've done for free DLC. And it's just a way of saying thank you for playing the game, thank you for enjoying the game, and I'm looking forward to playing the game with you all. I'm sure I have done in the past.
One of the things that we've heard as a consistent piece of feedback from players is something that we refer to as mantling, which we've taken great care into finding ways to improve this throughout the course of the game so that it feels like a smoother experience for players, and so that they don't feel like they're getting caught up in the objects in the environment, but rather using the objects in the environment to their advantage.
So for update 14, one of the key pieces of content is the British. There's a whole bunch of new weapons and new vehicles in the game. So one of my particular favorites is the Firefly, that had an awesome 17-pounder gun that could really sock it to the Germans. So that's in the game, plus British weapons such as the Bren gun, such as Sten guns, as what you would expect from the British forces. Black Matter did a great job on putting in the Soviets, the German forces, and the American forces. And with our British pack, it's the starting point for those British forces in the same way that they did it.
In Hell Let Loose, it's really important to communicate with your team. I think we've all had those games where you're playing with someone that doesn't have a microphone and, you know, isn't able to communicate, which is a real problem. You know, if you don't communicate in Hell Let Loose, you're probably not going to do very well. We're going to bring a new form of non-verbal communication. So those people that haven't got a microphone or are unable to use a microphone are still going to be able to communicate with their teammates and still be that team player.
For update 15, we have the Assault on the Breakort Battery. This is inspired by the memoirs of Dick Winters, the American 101st Airborne, made famous in the Band of Brothers episode. What we've done is take the existing map, taken the Breakort Battery part of it, and created a new game mode centered around that. Now, this game mode is a shorter gameplay experience. You know, not everybody has an hour and a half to play a full-size Hell Let Loose game. So we've introduced this new smaller game mode. It's smaller sides, there's no armor. Some of the abilities of the commander are going to change a little bit, really focusing around the shorter game for players who just want to jump in, play Hell Let Loose, have a really fun experience, but that can be more playable in, say, 30 to 40 minutes.
We always want to have a very immersive experience for the players. That's ultimately the goal, and so we're trying to bring more of those moments into it. It's just an exciting experience.
There's a lot of role play that the community like to carry out due to the historical accuracy that Hell Let Loose offers them. So yeah, seeing the 101st Airborne Assault Infantry join the game is going to be really, really exciting for them.
We're looking at new artillery units, we're looking at new German machine gun units and that, just creating much more accuracy and bringing a visual fidelity that's much higher from what people have seen before.
One of the things that we want to do is look at new, ways that we can bring the game to more people. And two ways that we're going to do that this year is the game will be launched on the Windows 10 store as well on PC. And this is maybe a little bit selfish for myself because I have one, but we want to bring the game to Steam Deck, which is a platform that we think is going to work really well for Hell Let Loose and for people that want to be able to play on the move as well.
An important part of bringing in new players is obviously ensuring that we have a better onboarding system and new tutorials and content. The community have already done a fantastic job in creating their own tutorial content, but now we're going to take that to the next level.
Another thing we're going to do is we're going to bring an in-game store. In the game, you'll be able to see all the new content, and as we've already talked about, we're bringing a lot of new, both free and paid for DLC this year and moving forward in future years as well. So it'll be very easy in-game to be able to see what's available, purchase and use it straight away.
So for Update 18, we've got a lot of new content for the game. One of the really ambitious plans that we have for Hell Let Loose is this massive stream of content with regular cadence of updates for the game. So every calendar year, we're going to focus on 1 year from World War II. For us, that means starting in 1939 all the way through to the end of the war in 1945.
We go back to formerly Danzig, now Gdansk, where the famous post office battle happened in 1939, and Polish forces are trying to defend the post office against the German forces, and we bring more of a skirmish mode into the new game.
Now, this is a smaller map, so it's not a full-size Hell Let Loose map, it's a smaller map. It's a very, very urban map, and it has a whole bunch of different objectives. The other part for this update, which is absolutely massive for us, is we're going to cover the Winter War. This is between Finland and the Soviet Union. Both sides have a whole bunch of new weapons and new vehicles. It's the first time we've included Finland into the mix for Hell Let Loose. They have very particular uniforms and styles of fighting. They had a great reputation for more hit-and-run guerrilla-esque tactics. There's a whole bunch of new content for that, and new gameplay modes, and new gameplay features for those.
From a visual point of view, it's like such a dramatic landscape. The combination between the beauty of nature, with all the lighting and the mountains and scenery and everything like that, and contrast against the battle, against the hell that's actually going on. There's an opportunity for us to be able to have dynamic weather, to be able to have a blizzard coming into the battlefield midway and things, and how that's actually going to affect and change the gameplay. So I think it's going to be really exciting.
Hell Let Loose has had such a wonderful player base, and as we bring it to the next level and to more players, we want to keep the core essence of everything that is Hell Let Loose, but we also want to demonstrate a next chapter.
The community's input is obviously incredibly important, and they are the drivers of the game, and we want to make sure that they've got opportunity to enjoy new battles and increase the longevity of the game itself as well.
We want to work with you to make this game everything it can be.